Hello, guys. Welcome back to this new live streaming on our Eyes Your Eyes. I'm ready to rewatch episode 8 of the final season, part 1 of Shingeki no Kyojin, Attack on Titan, L'attacco dei giganti. I just wait a few seconds so you will be able to join me. Sorry if it's trembling. Look, I'm going to move myself a little bit. Okay, I think now it's fine. I hope so. Um, okay, I just wait a few seconds so you will be able to join me because today we are going to rewatch episode 8. You know what I mean? And then if I have something else to say, I will tell you, or in the middle of the episode because it can happen, or at the end. If you wanted to write anything in the chat box, feel free. Don't put the spoilers, thank you. But anyway, if you wanted to write your opinions regarding episode 8, or if you have some questions for me, feel free to ask them by respecting, of course, the guidelines of the community, as always. If some comments are deleted, there are two options. First option is because of the platform itself, and it's not because of me, because as you all know, YouTube is changing year after year. So even the guidelines and the main rules of the community are changing. It's not my fault. It's just that the platform is changing itself. Second of all, it depends, because if you put offense, or you're going to offend people on these live streaming, it can be me, it can be other subscribers, I am going to mute you. I'm going to hide yourself from the channel so you will not be able to write anymore. So it depends on you. Feel free to write what you want, but be respectful towards all the people here. That means me and also the other subscribers. Thank you so much. Okay, after these a few info, I think it's time to watch episode 8, re-watch for the, I think, 4th time already. When I will rewatch it with my mom, it will be already the 5th time, I guess. Okay, it's time to watch it. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Because last time we were here. The season 4 part 2 will start in the same way. Yeah.
さすがに打ち止めだ。力はもう残ってね。ライナーは今は殺せやしないだろう。
じゃあ帰ろう。
私たちの家に。ライナー、またな。
Yes, episode 17. No, even 16. Okay, let's include even 16. See you in episode 17, Ryder. Yeah. Okay, now there's the opening. I wonder what kind of opening they will put this time. I'm so curious because the opening is so important, and the fact that we are reaching the end, You know what I mean. I don't know what kind of opening they can make this time. Will they put some spoilers during the opening? I don't know if I will be able to make a reaction this time because in this opening they didn't put anything that could reconnect directly to the story by putting some spoilers frames or something. But what about the end? I'm afraid to watch the last opening. Okay, maybe I will watch it just to make the reaction so you will see. But if there are lots of spoilers, I think I will close my eyes automatically. I think it's better. Destruction and regeneration, you are my enemies. War, my war, my war. Okay, let's watch this episode. Oh. Yeah, I will never forget how Armin is looking at Eren now. Wow. I think this moment speaks for itself. There's a silence. Once again, the silence here is. Oh, for a second, guys, for a second, when Eren is looking at Armin here, it seems like as if he's so small compared to Armin's glimpse of an eye. I mean, he's so literal, as if he knows that he makes lots of mistakes, and Armin is the papa. I mean, Armin is the dad who is scolding him. I had this feeling. I mean, the way he's looking at him, priceless. And for 1 second, I mean, you don't expect from a person like Eren, who has already 3 titans inside himself, to look at Armin like this. I mean, he could have destroyed him, of course, no, because he's his best friend, but he's so strong in front of others. But when it comes from to check Mikasa or Armin, he's turning like, oh, this moment was, and it was all made as a silence moment, something that matters more than anything else. Oh yeah.
なんて汚ねえ
Levi.
なりだ。クソダメに落ちたらしいな。エレン。兵長。
Wow. Oh look. Let me tell you once again, thank you, Kajiyuki, to have made such a great voice here, because Eren's voice here is totally different, is upgrading in the worst way possible. And this voice, see, even hello edits, hello, even the tone of the voice of Kajiyuki here is something crazy. He didn't say anything. He said just Hecho. But that Hecho, 3 a.m. here. Thank you so much for the support. Look, don't worry, edits. You can even check it later because it depends. Sometimes I keep these live streaming, some other times no, but maybe this time I will keep it too. So don't worry, you can sleep well and then you can check it later. But thank you so much for the support. Thank you for being here as always. Um, but yeah, as I was saying, here Eren is saying hecho, but it's just the way he's saying it. I mean, the power of the voice acting here is amazing. he's just saying one word, but the way he's saying is even more powerful. Oh, look. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. But see? Okay, okay. Here, there was not even the episode in which Eren is saying to Mikasa, look, you're doing this, you're protecting me just because you are an Akerman, just because you have to follow me, just because no matter what's happening, you are going to protect me no matter what. So, no, it's not true 100%. It's true that Akerman, they are the right shoulder, let's say, of the king. And many months ago, if you remember, I was here with my husband or I was here with my mom. I don't remember exactly who was next to me in that live stream. Maybe both, yeah. And before even season 4 was starting, I was telling you, look, I have a feeling. I have a feeling as if Eren is the king, or he is becoming the king, and Eren and sorry, and Mikasa and Army. No, wait, once again, and Mikasa and Levi, who are Akerman, they are always standing next to the king. I said this. If you go and check out many live streams ago, okay, right now I can't tell you exactly which one because many months passed, but I remember that I told you this on a live streaming, and I was like, okay, maybe Eren now, who has the founding Titan because of Grisha. I think it was at the end of season 3, part 2, yeah. And yeah, he's the king, like the king, okay? And the Akerman are standing next to him, Levi and Mikasa. Anyway, what I'm about to say is that no matter what Eren said to Mikasa, it can be partially true. The fact that he is protected by an Akerman because Akerman people are instinctively starting protecting someone when they have this sort of um, light or when they reach that moment in which they have to find the will to survive somehow, okay, and they discover the person they have to protect, like in the case of Mikasa. I still have to understand that thing on Levi, for example, but okay, I close the bracket. um, or anyway, no, I understand this because if we watch the OVA, we can understand that Levi became a beast as a consequence after his friends died. So I think, yeah, that's his moment, okay? His moment to become Akerman. But at that moment, he was not protecting any king, or he was not protecting someone related to the bloodline of the king. Okay. Um, anyway, here in this frame we saw now after Armin is helping Eren to jump inside the Zeppelin, and Levi is hitting him so badly after Hecho, okay? um, Mikasa tries to help Eren in this, and Armin is stopping her. And if we follow what Eren is saying, Mikasa should have punched Armin and keep protecting Eren, but she didn't, because as soon as Armin stopped Mikasa, Mikasa understood and her eyes went down. So what Eren is telling her is wrong. She's just moved because of her feelings. That's it. Otherwise, she would have punched Armin in that moment, because if she as an Akerman can't see anything else rather than Eren, as much as he's saying, like this would have never happened like this in this moment. So check even the frames after we understood. Of course, I can tell you now because we watched the all 16 episodes, but this moment right now makes sense. It's not what Eren is saying to her. He's saying everything to her like this because he's provoking her. That's it. He knows. I think he really knows that she loves him. So it was just a way to being hated by her. That's it.
懐かしいな、エレン。相変わらずお前は蹴りやすい。拘束する。話はそれからだ。
Oh, after sorry that I stopped it once again. Now that we saw the trailer, the anticipating trailer for part two, um, I think that I think that, yeah, Mikasa, we understood other things we got regarding the scarf, but we saw even Levi. I really hope that he's not dead. I really hope so because we need Levi in all this, especially for the last battle, okay? If Levi is dead, how can we handle a final battle like this? No F way. So I think that it's better if you survive, Levi, because we need you. We need you in the final battle. You can be the protagonist maybe, but we can't handle a final battle without you. Come on, be alive, please.
構いませんが、すべては手紙に記した通りです。ご理解いただけたはずでは。その面、地下街で腐るほど見てきたクソ野郎のそれだ。まさか、お前が。
Oh yeah. Oh
喜べ。
yeah.
すべてお前らの思い通りだ。
Oh, and here that they are going to show these steam, okay, and later we understood that it was a Zeke. I have never imagined something like this, or yeah, for some things that happened in episode 7, I started thinking that something was wrong. If you remember, there is still the live streaming I made 9 months ago when this episode was aired, and I already told you, look, guys, Zeke is a little bit suspicious here. Eren is not my enemy. He said everything already, but hmm.
逃がすな！一人でも多く撃ち落とせ！急いで乗り込め！飛行船を撃ち落とせる火器はないようだと伝えろ！じゃあ、お前も行け！シンガリは俺がやる！任せましたよ！ロボフ団長！俺は新兵だと言っただろ！もう中東兵は必要ねえ！高級鳥の追い声をな！じゃあ捕まれ！天子は前方のライマ班がまだだ。現状は把握した限り死者6名です。そうか。くそ。敵に与えた損害と比べてみろよ。大勝利だ！
Look, Flock here when he's saying, we lost the 6 people, but it's not anything compared with what we did. That's so cruel to say. And after we understand, sorry, I'm drinking a little bit because I need, but after all we saw with the Jaegerists, we should have understood Flock's opinion since the moment that he was talking in season 3 part 2 while Erwin was dying, and he was saying, look, we need a demon here. We need a demon then that can carry this thing. So let's give it to Erwin, because Erwin was the same man who asked many thousands of um, new generation kids. Because let me tell you, no matter the age they had, they were kids compared to them, to end their lives for others. And yeah, as I told you many times, many people are loving Erwin because of his outstanding behavior or outstanding personality as a commander. And they all love the way that he was inciting people going towards Zeke in season three, part two. But there are many other people who don't like Erwin, especially many. I don't want to categorize people, but especially some Japanese people, they don't like Erwin because mm, they remember in their history a moment, a particular moment. I think it was the Second World War or something like that. I don't remember exactly right now. I don't want to make a mistake, but Japanese people, they remember that moment in which, even in that case, new generations were sacrificed because they had to end their lives to protect the country. So many people don't like Erwin because of this. But of course, the rest of the world, they like Erwin because of the way he was inciting people, go, go, and stuff like this. And we all love these moments in movies. We all love moments in anime like this. But from that moment, Flock was understanding, look, I am sacrificed here, and I have to die for others, and I'm just mm, unlucky to be here. It's just that. I mean, if I was not joining the Chosahedan, probably I would have not be here right now, and I would have not died here in vain because my life is a sacrifice. So when Flocky is talking about this demon that Erwin can be, it's because of this. Because thanks to his will, thanks to his personal interests, he wants to sacrifice other people's lives. And Flock thought, I'm pretty sure that he thought that just because he wanted to reach the basement, he wants to sacrifice many people's lives. And that's why he's considering him as a evil character, as a demon. And that's why he preferred to save Erwin, because he said if he's that sort of demon that wants to sacrifice other people's lives for his interests, maybe he has this right behavior to push forward and to do what he has to do no matter what. But Flock, since that moment, he was really coherent. And even now, he says what he what he had to say when he said, "Look, um, we have lost six people, but compared with what we do now, what we have done, it's nothing. Yeah, it's cruel. It's really cruel." But in Flock's opinion, the most important thing was let's win because last time we lost somehow, and this time it's time to win. Many people disagree with the Flock's behavior, and of course, that's not good. Not at all. As much as when he's joining the Jaegerists. And when he's joining the Jaegerists, I don't know if he understands, but he is sacrificed once again. So nothing changed. Yes, he was coherent, but nothing is changing. He just changed the main person to follow. In this case, Eren instead of Erwin, but nothing changed. He will still be used as much as before. And I think he will realize this in part two when he will see that there's nothing else to do rather than being sacrificed because Eren is the chief he wants to follow, or the orders of the chief he wants to follow. So let's go ahead. But yeah, sure.
新生エルディア帝国の初陣は
Ah,
大勝利だぞ
yeah, yeah. Uh,
さあ喜べそれが6人の英霊の弔いだ
mm, not at all.
一体いつまでやりゃ
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
こせば
Yes. I really like John here. Yes.
とりあえず俺たちはまた生き残った
Ah.
仲間には悪いけどやっぱりお前らは特別だよ俺は
At this moment was so great too.
ゼータ
Because let me tell you, in anime, it happens moments like this. Moments in which you understand that something is about to happen, or they announce you that thing in a sort of way, or you feel it. Something like, oh, okay, now you're saying something like this, it means that later something bad is happening, or I have a bad feeling, or what does this moment mean? When Connie is hugging John and Sasha, we already know that something is happening. We already feel that this peaceful moment is about to end. I don't know why, but you feel it.
じゃねえなんだとじゃんバカは生えたてのひげを整えたりするようなつまりお前のことだバーカああ
そうですよ。ヒゲなんか育てても食べられないのに。
ああ
とりあえず、ご飯はまだですか？
島に着くまで我慢しろ
使えませんね、この指揮官が。
Oh, poor John.
やべ待てやめよう敵は飛んでいるのに走ったって無駄だもう分かってるだろう
ソフィアは飛んできた瓦礫に上半身を潰された。すぐ隣に座ってたのに。ウドはそんなソフィアを助けようとして逃げ惑う人々に踏みつけられた。何度も何度も頭が割れるまで踏み続けられた。
Yeah.
モンペイの二人のおじさんは、私を叱った。私が広場に行こうとしたから。エルディア人の私に危ないからやめろって必死に。そしたら屋上の女に撃たれて死んだ。私はこの収容区で生まれたエルディア人だから塀の外を歩けば唾を吐かれるし、惨めな思いも散々してきたけど、だからこそ私が頑張って、エルディア人はいい人だと世界に証明したかったし、
Yeah, but when Gabi is saying I wanted to prove that aliens, they are good people, how can you delete from Paradise people the tag? Because here we are putting tags all the times, okay? We are talking about Marley people, we are talking about Paradise people, aliens living in Paradise, aliens living in Marley. I mean, we put tags, okay? But if she's saying, I want to prove that aliens are good people, how can you delete the fact that even in Paradise, they are aliens, no matter if you like it or not? They are aliens. So, yes, you can follow what the people told you. Yes, you can be brainwashed. Yes, I agree with this. I mean, I understand this. And of course, if they tell you since you were born that those are aqua, that those are devils, demons, whatever, you believe it. Because since the beginning, if they tell you something and they keep repeating it, your brain automatically understands that info, and it's going to remind you that sentence over and over again. So I'm not saying that is Gabi's fault here, not at all, but you know from what you have heard, you know that people living in paradise are aliens. So if you want to say, I want to prove that aliens are good people, uh, I mean, this is wrong because, okay, later we understand Zeke's plan, okay? But even Zeke, he is making a mess. He's making a mistake, especially when he says, I wanted to exterminate all aliens. I mean, what the F? There can be there can be good aliens or evil aliens, but that doesn't mean that we have to exterminate all of them just because they are aliens. I understand what Zeke is saying. Instead of living and make other people suffering and make them suffering for all the troubles that history is perpetrating, but this is wrong.
カエルリア人の腕章を誇れる時が来ると、そう信じていたから頑張ってこれたのに、全て壊された。こんな収容区でも、私の大切な人たち
Even
が
for
一番
Eren,
一人だから、
Paradise was his home.
それを踏みにじら
Okay.
れることは許せないの。
See, no matter we see this story, it's all wrong
で
anyway.
もあんたは私に走るなって言うの。目の前でジークさんが殺されて、
Killed before our eyes. If you knew,
わからないまま。
if you knew.
なんで母さんはあの日巨人に食われた？踏みにじられたからだ。敵もマーレの戦士から攻撃されて大勢殺されたから。その報復で。
あんたは
And I wanted to tell you another thing. I'm deeply convinced. I don't know if what I'm saying is true or not. I'm just basing myself. I mean, I base myself with my feelings about what I saw. Okay, but I think Eren cared about Falco because he said throughout these episodes that I recognized the fact that that not all people here are bad, and then they showed the frame about Falco and him talking. Then he was talking with the Falco, and he knew, of course, that he was a Grice. And in fact, later we discover while they are talking that he is a Grice. I think that Eren understood that Falco is a pure soul and he is a good boy. So when he was talking with Reiner, and do you remember? Falco said, look, now I can go because I brought you Reiner here, your friend. I can go away. In that moment, Eren said, no, Falco, it's better if you stay here and you hear what I have to say. I think that this thing that was said by Eren in that moment was not just you have to listen to what I have to tell you. It was also, I mean, from my point of view, it also means it's better if you stay here because later I'm about to explode this place. So if you go out, maybe you can be killed. But if you stay here, I know, I'm talking as if I'm Eren right now. But if you stay here, Falco, I know that you will be protected by Reiner. Because Reiner will definitely protect you, so you will survive. I don't know why, but I have this feeling. I have the feeling that Falco's existence was already decided. I don't know how can I explain this with other words, but I think that Eren got in touch with Falco on purpose. I mean, he didn't choose randomly a boy, okay, that was passing over there for those letters. years. No, he chose Falco on purpose, and at the same time, as if he was already in the future. I mean, I have the feeling in these episodes as if Eren was already seeing everything from the future, and he chose Falco because he knew from the future that Falco could have been someone different and many other things connected. So yeah, I think Falco is still here on purpose. I mean, it's not meaningless. There has to be a reason why Falco is here, and that's why I think that Falco will survive. He has to survive because he's something good. And Eren already approved the fact that he is good. So I definitely hope that he's surviving after all this, after the final battle. Then Gabi, I don't know, sincerely, but by the fact that Falco promised to Reiner that he was about to save her no matter what, and by making this promise, Falco doesn't want to retreat his words. He doesn't want to break that promise. So maybe if Falco will be saved in this, even Gabi can be saved because of that promise at this point. But will Gabi understand? I mean, will Gabi, if she survives, will she understand what happened? Will she understand to find a way to make everything better than before? That means, will things change? As much as I asked you last time, will things changed for real after Eren's death or not? We still have to see that thing because, for example, if Gabi that doesn't understand what happened and doesn't accept what happened, will she remake other mistakes later? This could be nice to watch. I mean, this could make sense if things are not changing. Will she change or not? This will be so interesting to watch. We need you to understand that this more than anything.
それを見たの。
いや、見てない。
Did you see it? No, I didn't.
見てない。
Yeah, but Gabi, you needed to understand that later you are accusing Eldians living in Paris for something you have never seen, for something you have never watched. So that's basically an incoherence, a deep incoherence she's passing through. And maybe she's passing through this incoherence because she's really young, of course, and because she's indoctrinated, of course. But later, when she's talking to Kaya, okay, we will see it later, but how can you not understand you're incoherent in that moment? Maybe it was better for her to say, look, yeah, I just don't want to accept this. Instead of saying, no, you exterminate many Marlin people in Marlin, it's because of you that now we are in this condition, blah, 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 blah. Okay, but later when Falco is saying to her, did you see it? Or is Kaya saying this? Maybe Kaya is saying, did you see it? That happened? No, I didn't. Okay, you confirmed the incoherence. So it was better for her just to say, look, I know what you say, and this is coherent, but I don't accept it anyway. This would have been different, okay?
そもそも敵は世界の平和を脅かす島の悪魔でしょ。ちゃんと習ったでしょ。奴らは 今も昔も殺されて
You should know
だ
that. Yeah, but even when she says, you should know that. How am I supposed to know if I didn't watch it? It's simple. If I were Falco right now, I would have asked her. But if I didn't watch this, how am I supposed to know this? Mm. Somehow he watched this. Mm. Yeah. Falco, I really like him.
これで全員乗ったな。操縦室一帯を上昇しているやつだ。了解。子供。
And yeah, this story is made of loops, is made of cycling over events. And here, after Eren experienced many things throughout the years living in Marle, now it's time for Gabi to experience many things while she will be in Paradise. This is another cycle. This is another cycle of events that is repeating over and over again. And I really liked the fact that Isayama wanted to find the two main protagonists of the two sides, and he wanted to give them the chance to experience and then judge, because even Eren was doing almost the same thing. I mean, after all that happened, and after he discovered that the enemy was on the other side of the ocean, as much as he's saying in season 3 part 2 at the end, at that time he didn't go on the other side, and he thought, as much as Gabi, that they were all enemies over there, right? But once he went on Marley's side and he experienced what happened, or he experienced many things by staying next to the other people, and even together with Falco at this point, he understood. So Gabi now has to experience the same thing. And if we compare how much did he take to understand, right, what happened, even for Gabi, it takes time to understand what happened. So if we compare Eren's age and how much did it take, in this case, Gabi has to understand faster. And maybe that's why it's too difficult for her to assimilate and to understand everything that happened, because it takes time. And for Eren, it took lots of years. But for Gabi, I don't think she has the same time, the same amount of time to understand what happened and to realize it, to understand it, to process it. It takes lots of time. But here, yeah, of course, I like Isayama's idea to pick Eren and put him in Marle for some years to understand. As much as now Gabi, he picks Gabi and he wants to put it in Paradise. He wants to put her in Paradise to understand. These two characters that are sharing, that are switching place to understand, because both they are revengeful and they needed to understand. Oops, wait a second. Lady Yuna, yes, there's a Gundam behind me.
この引き金だ。強く押せば。
お前まさか乗り込む気じゃ。
Yeah.
島の悪魔を皆殺しにする。
お前が殺されるだけだバカ。
お父さんとお母さんとライナーやみんなに伝えて、私は最後まで戦ったって。今は勝てなくてもみんなが私の思いを
Yes,
継いで
Lady
くれる
Yuna,
でし
we
ょ。
are totally fine. Thank you.
ガビ、何やってんだお前ら。
いいぞ。
In fact, he made it. I didn't make it.
いいやつだったよ。
You were the good ones. Yes, I was. Exactly. Exactly. See, some minutes ago I was talking about the promise. So Falco will always go on with this promise. He will never be able to break it. That means, and this makes sense at this point, if Falco survives, automatically even Gabi will survive because of that promise. And Falco has to survive because otherwise I'm becoming angry. He has to survive.
鎧の巨人を継承するのはこれだ。
No, it's not because of this. Oh, look, Falco, you are like Eren a little bit because behind this reason you said, oh, I want to become the Yoroi no Kyojin. No, it's because you like Gabi, you love her, and you wanted to defend her as much as Eren. So you're using the same tactics. Behind the main reason, you're covering it with another reason.
何か音がしました。
Unfortunately, yes. This scene is terrible.
そういや、ロボットさんはどうだ。いや、もう登ってくるはずだが。Sasha!
Okay, wait a second, because even in this case, I love that in this season 4, part 1, there are lots of silence moments. Silence. And the contrast between silence and few movements. I mean, Gabi, when she's rolling inside the Zeppelin, there's the only sound that you hear, but there's silence. No music choice. And this was the best thing they did. Because this moment is a breaking moment. I don't know how to express myself right now, but from this moment, things will change totally in Gabi's life because she will realize that Zeke is a traitor. In all comrades' side, because from all the comrades' side, because Sasha was one of the main comrade of the team. Everything is changing from this moment, as if it's like, yeah, a breaking point. And from this moment when Sasha is killed, everything is changing. Look at Nico, that later he will do that thing with the wine. Look at the father who's going to help Gabi and Falco without even knowing, and then he's making that amazing speech. Gabi that is taken to paradise, Falco, everything. Reiner that later with the others know that Gabi and Falco, everything is changing from this moment. So the silence they put here is a silence that matters, because from now on, everything is changing. And this choice to erase everything, all the sounds, just the sound of Gabi jumping and rolling inside the Zeppelin and shoot. That shoot, that the sound of the shot that is so evident, so clear. And that shot, after that shot, everything is changing. And the sounds are increasing once again. Perfect choice. I really love this moment. I mean, I don't love it because, of course, I like the Sasha. But I have to say that while reading some comments after, of course, after many months, many people decreased their hatred, their hate for Gabi. And other people are saying, oh, look, you, not you, me, that means you in general, you cried for Sasha. Why did you cry for that woman who killed other people, blah, blah, blah. Of course, I think we cried because we were used to see her season after season, and because she was particular, because we started this adventure from Eren's point of view. If we started everything from Gabi's point of view, maybe we would have felt so sorry and we cried a lot for Zofia, maybe, as much as we cried for Sasha. But yeah, we had our own reason to cry for Sasha, I guess. Then if you didn't cry, it's okay. I mean, it's your personal reaction. But at that moment, I felt so bad because of this silence, because of this shot that you felt, and we didn't even know. I mean, we anime only. We didn't even know that after this point, everything was revealed for some reason, because we still have lots of question marks for part 2. It was an upside down moment. I don't know how to explain you in different words, but the choice here to feel the silence, because later everything will be surrounded by screams, by crying moments. So it's just a frame, it's just a moment of pure silence, and then later we will you will hear the result of this silence. And when in real life we say that silence is so loud, actually, I mean, it's noisy. Yeah. Sometimes, most of the times, when we have problems in life, we want to break that silence, because that silence is so loud. So the power of silence, not just in anime, but even in manga. I know that there are moments. You remember 2 years ago, I was explaining with my husband that these style that they use in the manga when they put the silence onomatopoeia. There is the silence onomatopoeia in manga. There is, and it's shin. It's shin. It's a word that it's something antithetical, because a word, if you say it, it's not the reproduction of silence, but actually, yeah, there is this onomatopoeia that is used in manga, and it's representing silence. And this silence is noisy. Anyway. See? See? This is what I told you a few seconds ago. After the silence, the explosion of noise. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
しかしさ、穴を塞ぐんだ、急げ。はい。サシャ、島まで帰ろう。
Ecco. Sorry. I had to stop this heartbreaking moment, otherwise I feel emotional once again. No, please. Once again, I want to repeat this. Okay. Many people believe that she wanted to say Nicolo instead of Niku, that means meat. This is just in the brain of the people who believe this. But this is not happening. I mean, the manga is the evidence. And once again, I want to remark this. Nicolo was loving Sasha, okay, yes. Maybe he had a love at first sight, yes. But Sasha, on the other side, she didn't love Nicolo. She was just admiring him for the things he was doing with food. Sasha loves food. Sasha loves meat. Meat is her real love, beyond everything, beyond even the comrades. Do you remember in season 1 or season 2 when she heard the word Niku and she was exploding? She was going back and forth as if she saw God. I mean, she seemed to be possessed somehow when they were talking about Niku, when they were talking about meat. And yeah, the connection at the end of the episode when Eren is asking Connie, and we will see it. When Eren is asking Connie, what did she say? She said meat. And Eren is remembering season 1 when Sasha said, oh, once we finish all this, we have meat to eat. She loved meat. She didn't love Nicolo. So all the people who keep saying these things, they are wrong. There's no mistake about this. There is not a theory about this. She didn't love Nicolo. She loved food. And in fact, the first thing she's saying here is when we will eat. So Nicolo is not even in her mind, okay? No, you should. This is my point of view. But I think this is something objective at this point. You should remember what and who Sasha is. Even when she was, look at, okay, let's say honestly, even when she was in the forest with her father, sorry, what did she want to do? She wanted to eat meat. No matter what was going to happen, no matter the difficulty to find other meat for the winter. Do you remember her father's speech at that moment? Try to go back and check that speech she made, that dialogue there is between Sasha and her father. You understand that meat for her is something holy, something that she can't get rid of. So that's Niku, that's meat. And the manga is clear. The kanji is meat. So we can't create other theories just because we want to create these ships, just because we wanted to create these couples. Yeah, from Nicolo's point of view, there was an interest. There was an attachment, a personal attachment. There was love, maybe love at first sight. But from Sasha's point of view, the only thing she loved was meat. And it's not Nicolo. Not at all. That's how Sasha is. And we should respect the idea that Isayama had for Sasha. Sasha loved food more than anything else. I think John's head is exploding. This is a difference, you see? No, this is a difference between John and Flock, and I agree to follow John's opinion. Yeah. Yes, this is great. And this is the message of the entire story, okay? When he's saying, wait a second, I'm going to get it once again. Yes. When he's saying, if we toss kids out of an airship, will the killing ever end? This is the message of the story. No matter the sides, if the one is doing a bad thing to the other side, is this a thing ending? No, because the other side keeps doing the same thing, and the other side keeps doing the same thing once again. It's a never-ending thing. So we should change things. We should change the method to change the result as a consequence. Otherwise, that there will not be the chance to change. So when John is saying this question, he is talking about the message of the entire story. If we throw these kids away down from the Zeppelin, the killing process, I mean, this thing that is happening now, is it changing? Is it going to end? No. I like John. Yeah. Let's see in part 2 what he will do. Pretty happy to see what's going to happen. They went away. And here there is their main revelation, y'all. Yeah. Wow. This is a plot twist that it was simply great. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. Mom. This moment was like. You will find him later, y'all. Ma, this moment was. Yes, yes. See, these conventions, because she's convinced, but nothing is so obvious, and in fact, I liked the style here. More. Oh my, this. I remember my reaction in this moment. See, okay, look 1 second. I want to stop it once again because of the theory. I mean, because of something that I told you that is obvious here. I mean, when Eren is talking to me, because he's saying, you only care about me because you want to protect me no matter the others or no matter what's going to happen, because your main and only mission was to protect me. No F way. Or the fact that people think that Mikasa cares about Eren only. No, because in this case, when she's hearing that that Sasha is not going to make it, she's running as if she's a bullet train. Okay, come on. That makes you understand that what Mikasa is doing is just following her heart. And from that day, she was rescued. That person who rescued her, she's admiring him, she's loving him, she's taking care of him as if she wants to repay these grateful feelings that she has, because she's grateful for the fact that without Eren she would have been killed. So some people can misunderstand this with the love, but I think that Mikasa loves Eren without a doubt. Okay, there's no doubt about this.
それで、すべては計画通りってわけですか。
Mamma disse.
大筋は良かったが、誤算は多々あった。
チェクさん。何この子たち。
誤算だ。言い上げだよ。アキトとシャリキはお前が拘束するんじゃなかったのかよ。仲間が余計に死んだんだぞ。
すみません。確かに二人を穴に落としたのです。
Yeah, because you see, even in this case, no matter the sides, people are convinced. Levi, John, Connie, and all the others, they were convinced that Yelena's plan was okay. That nothing could have happened as a plan B, plan C. They didn't put this into an account, and this is wrong, as much as Zeke didn't imagine that Falco and Gabi could have come inside of the Zeppelin. Many people are not convinced in this story. All of them, they are not. Sorry, it's not that they are not convinced. Totally the contrary. They are too convinced of their plans, of what they are doing, of their missions. No, things can change. Look at Reiner. He was convinced to reach Paradise, to find the devils, to find Akuma. No, things changed. So, yeah, this thing, the fact that people in this story, they are too convinced. Look at Grisha. He was too convinced too about what he was thinking. Everyone is too convinced here. And that's why they are making problems as a country. They are finding some what did Zeke said? Once again, I wanted to repeat the same miscalculations. This is what's happening. All of them didn't take into account that something like this could have happened. And they are in front of miscalculations from both sides, not just the one side. Yeah, Marley, for example, in Liberio, they imagined, they felt that something was happening, but they didn't know how. They didn't know the consequences from this attack. So they didn't account the miscalculations too. They were a step forward, let's say, because they, thanks to infiltrations, thanks to spies, they understood that they were about to be attacked. But they didn't know how. They didn't put into account many other plans to defeat them, etc., etc. They were too convinced because people in Marley, they were always being convinced that Paradise could have never had an evolution, that they were better than them, that they were the Titans, etc., but they didn't think about the ODM gear, for example. In fact, when they saw it over there, something was like a tragedy. Yeah, because they didn't count it.
何この子たち。
誤算だ。
Yeah, go samba.
あん
Miscalculations.
たとシャリキはお前が想像するんじゃなかったのかよ。仲間が余計
As much as Yelena's miscalculation too, about Peak and Porco and Galliard.
私の失態です。
Yeah.
その余波で獣が予定より多めに石すべてを俺たちにくれてやったわけか。
Mhm.
道家にしては大した即興劇だった。ああ、ヒゲ面。そう睨むなよ、リヴァイ。小便ちびったらどうしてくれんだ。お前こそ大した役者じゃないか。俺を殺したくてしょうがなかっただろうにな。俺は一番食いてえもんを最後まで取って
That's why, yeah,
よく
that's why I don't think Levi is dead. Because if Zeke is alive, he also has to be alive. Because I want to see him in the final battle. Yes, come on, I don't believe so.
味わって食いてえからな。
He is not dead. Levi has to be there for the final battle too.
を壊滅させた。これで時間は稼げたはずです。
Mm.
世界がパラディ島に総攻撃を仕掛けてくるまでの時間か。私たちは君が敵に捕まるたびに命がけで君を取り返した。
Oh,
どれだけ仲間が死のうとね。
this is true, okay? What Angie is saying is totally true. Because throughout the seasons, they didn't do anything rather than saving Eren, okay? So I understand Hanji's point of view right now.
自らを人質に強攻策を取るとは。お望み通りこちらは選択の余地なしだ。君は我々を信頼し、我々は君への信頼を。
This sentence is one of the best sentences I've heard so far. You put your trust in us, and we lost our trust in you. Masterpiece.
だがこうして始祖の巨人と王家の血を引く巨人が揃った。すべての尊い犠牲がエルディアに自由をもたらし、必ず報われる。
When he was talking here, Zeke, about the Eldians' freedom, they also didn't know that this freedom means the extermination of all of them. Mind blowing. Oh.
サシャが死んだ。
This music is amazing.
サシャ、最後、何か言ったか。肉、出た。
上官の食料部。お肉移ってきました。大丈夫ですよ。土地を奪還すればまた牛も羊も増えますから。
お前が調査兵団を巻き込んだからサシャは死んだんだぞ。
Wow. I mean, this moment was pretty terrible. And yeah, Look, um, Eren was not laughing because he was happy. No. Eren has an hysterical laughter. I still believe so because of what I saw even later. But Eren has this thing. He has this hysterical laughter. He had it even in season 2 when he couldn't change things. Yeah. And once again, he couldn't change things. But in part 2, I hope that he will change things because, yeah, let's go back to this thing. If he can't change things, even after his death, okay, he will be free because he will be dead. But it means that he didn't solve anything. If there, even after his death, if Eren is dying and he is not resolving anything, he has this curse that he can't solve anything anyway. This will be terrible. But if we check everything from this realistic point of view, I don't think he will change anything. Because even in real life, after a war, that doesn't mean that other wars are not coming. They're coming. Nothing is changing. So I think that even in this case, unfortunately, nothing is changed. And this is pretty sad. Let me tell you, this is really sad. Let's see what's going to happen. But I want to tell you one thing. Yeah, I think, as I told you, if a Falco is surviving, then even Gabi is surviving for sure. And if the two of them are saved, maybe let's hope that Gabi is changing. Because if she's not changing, maybe she can be the part of that side that is not changing and is creating other problems over and over again. We have to see at the end, after Eren's death, if she will survive and if she's going to change after all she experienced. Because, yeah, I told you already, she already changed. If we compare the first episodes with here, she already changed a lot. But we have to see at the end of the story if she is changing, because this is the most interesting thing. No matter Eren or not, if Gabi is changing after what's happening with the last battle, and if Gabi can survive, then there's this difference. But if she's surviving and she keeps repeating the same things, it means that the world they are going to live in will not change. And everything is going to repeat over and over again. Let's see. But at this point, if a Falco is surviving, and this is what I like the most, I really hope he will. At this point, I think that even Gabi will survive because of the promise he made to Reiner. And of course, it has to be like this. But yeah, Zeke. Zeke, when he said at the end of this episode, for aliens, we are doing this for aliens freedom. Oh, we anime only. I'm not talking about you, manga readers, but we anime only were convinced that he was on their side right now, and he really wanted to fight. Even if for some reason, yeah, even I said, isn't he doing this for real? Because I thought that he was just playing a role, but anyway, he was on Marley's side, and he was just tricking them. See, but I have never expected that Zeke has this other plan. That means to exterminate all aliens no matter what. Yeah, this was the real plot twist. Beyond this one, I think that was the main one. Absolutely. And that's why I think, yeah, this story is amazing. I really like the plot twists. I really like the cliffhangers. I really like the moments of silence. I really like the music they choose. This is so great. And thanks to this studio, we can have the end of this story as an anime. So I want to thank once again Mappa Studio because I know the hardship that is involving their lives right now. But thank you because without you, we couldn't have the ending for these anime. So thank you for keep pushing yourself to create this part two. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see what's going to happen, guys. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Um, I think I will keep this live streaming because even if I didn't say anything different, but yeah, the thing is that yeah, as I was telling you, the more we go on with this story, and as soon as I reach the end of a part one, I have to say that after some months, I don't feel the same anger towards Gabi. I don't feel the same hatred. Okay, I didn't hate her actually. I have never hated her. No. Um, but I didn't like her point of view. I didn't like what she said, but now that the story this part not the story but now that the part one is finished and I saw already an evolution and no matter where this evolution is taking her, I saw the difference and this is what matters. Gabi is changing, and this makes you understand that the more you go out from that cage, from the cage of Liberio in this case, and you experience things, then you change. No, it can't be helped. You change, no matter if you like it or not. And Gabi here is changing because she's going out from that cage, because she's going out from that conventions she has. She's going out from the that sort of brainwash that she has always felt throughout the years. So it's inevitable. You change. And that's why I want to see in part two what is she going to do? Because I think Gavi's path is one of the most interesting. We need to understand if she is changing her mind, if she understands many other things. This is so great. Okay, but anyway, guys, I think for this live streaming, that is it. But I want to tell you, we already reached the half of a part one. We still have other 8 episodes. That means 2 months, more or less. And we will reach the end of December. So we will be ready for the 9th of January to start with a part two. Oh, can't wait. Okay, I think I don't have anything else to say rather than this. And see you. See you next Tuesday with episode 9, with the rewatch of episode 9. Thank you so much for the support, and I hope you to see you on the channel and to see you again next week. Thank you so much for the comments. Bye. Thank you. Bye bye.